How about the body on her friend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's go back in.
What are you talking about, man? The hotties are just coming out. Hey, ladies! Little help?
Nothing like a Northwest beach for keeping the Henrys cold.
How's my hair?
I would definitely say coming to Izzy's is a good value. My daughter's here from college and she's making me work out, and so I thought we better have a salad for lunch.
The advantage of the pizza bar at Izzy's is just you can get a variety.
Izzy's has the best pepperoni I've ever tasted.
My grandchildren love it, and so do I.
I usually order the salad bar, and I get the dessert bar free with that.
Our family dinners generally run about $15 to $18.
I tell people all the time about Izzy's.
We're going too many different directions to try and eat healthy all the time, so this is kind of a nice, healthy treat for us.
Sports with Scott Burridge on KOIN 6 News. Complete clear coverage. To the following presentation of the National Football League.
It's NFL Kickoff 2001, and we join you from Cleveland, Ohio, as the Seattle Seahawks take on the Cleveland Browns. A full house expected as usual here in Cleveland, 73,000 plus at Brown Stadium. Right now, we'll kick off the new season in style. A special league-wide coin toss as we head to the White House and George W. Bush.
We're here in the Rose Garden to help kick off the NFL's 82nd season. This is a great day for fans. And I want to salute the NFL for its long history, lasting influence, and the quality of its athletes. I'm glad to be joined by members of Washington's Metropolitan Police Boys and Girls Club, all future NFL greats. And now to officially begin the NFL's 82nd season, the coin toss. This is heads. This is tails. Here we go. It's tails. I wish the players of the NFL good health and have a great season.
Well, the call is tails. The Seattle Seahawks prior to the game had called heads. So our referee, Bill Etzler, sorted things out. And Cleveland will receive to open up the 2001 National Football League season. We'll come back with the opening kick. After this is the NFL on CBS.
Subway presents Fresh Starts. A look at those teams and players determined to turn heads this season. Subway, eat fresh. Each team opens the season with the same Super Bowl dream. Certain teams have started fresh with familiar faces, like the Chiefs with head coach Dick Vermeil and the Redskins with Marty Schottenheimer. The Chargers have a fresh start with veteran Doug Flutie at quarterback, while the Buccaneers have turned to Brad Johnson. Every franchise hopes their fresh start will turn dreams into reality.
Jared's always been an inspiration. Now it seems a lot of people are joining the team.
Feeling fine, it's a great time. We're a Subway family now. We love Jared, the Subway's taste. Come and join us, it's not too late.
Subway has 7 delicious sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, including our new tasty honey mustard turkey with cucumber, with just 4 grams of fat.
The only thing that's missing is you. Subway, eat fresh.
Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcox, our entire CBS crew with you from Cleveland. The Browns and the Seahawks, and Butch Davis, first year as the head coach in the National Football League, obviously did wonders with the program at the University of Miami.
That's right. He was able to not only turn that program around, but he was with the Dallas Cowboys when they went through a 1-15 season. He told us it was the best thing that ever happened to him, helped him to learn how to deal with adversity.
Well, Mike Holmgren, disappointing year last season at 6-10 after a 9-7 record in 1999. Cleveland to receive, and we are underway the 2001 NFL season. Andre King on the return off the kick from Ryan Lindell. And King is twirled down as he crosses the 20-yard line. A gain of 21. Tim Terry, the stop on special teams. Tim Couch, will he excel in Cleveland's new quick strike offense? That's the main question right now surrounding Tim Couch.
He's going to have an opportunity to put up some big numbers. This is the same offense Peyton Manning has played in the last 3 years. He talked to Peyton Manning during the offseason. He knows he's going to have a chance to have some success in this offense.
And the common thread, Solomon, Bruce Arians was Peyton Manning's quarterback coach at Indianapolis. Now is the offensive coordinator here in Cleveland. 1st and 10 from the 23, first play from scrimmage. It's Couch off the play action, looking to throw. Plenty of time, and finds his man, Kevin Johnson, down the sideline. And a big gainer on the first play of the game. 28 yards. The Cleveland Browns offense, a change that we found out about just moments ago. Ross Verba, the veteran from the Green Bay Packers, moves over to left guard. He was supposed to start at right tackle, but Roger Chanois steps in. Backs and receivers, and this is a question mark right now, Solomon. Can these skill position players do enough to show drastic improvement this year for the Browns?
Well, they're going to rely on the receivers like Kevin Johnson and tight end Ricky Dudley, as well as others on the offense.
And they're into Seattle territory from the 49. Handoff. James Jackson, his first NFL carry. Out of the University of Miami, he picks up 3 up the middle, and Chad Brown was there defensively to bring him down. The Seattle defense, and this is where Mike Holmgren went to work during the offseason. Chad Eaton, John Randall, both added to this defense. Linebacker Levon Kirkland, one of the best in the game. He mans the middle, along with Brown and Simmons. And in the secondary, huge questions today. Miranda and Lucas, little to no experience at this level. They're joined by veterans Marcus Robertson and Reggie Tom. Call it a 2nd and 7. Couch. Quick drop and a quick throw. He was looking for Quincy Morgan, the rookie out of Kansas State, and it's incomplete.
And when we talked to the Browns offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, he said that Tim Couch is going to have to do a good job of getting rid of the football very quickly. In this offense, you have to read and react very quickly. Once the ball out of his hands, trying to avoid the sack. But timing is the key part to this offense.
Couch, of course, played in just 7 games last year. He broke his thumb, an injury he suffered in practice. So he is playing in his first game since last October. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Incomplete. Jamel White, the 3rd down back, and Couch felt that he was blanketed defensively. No flag, which is yet another storyline that we're going to have to talk about in this game, and that's the officials, the replacement officials. Bill Etzler leading this crew.
And Jamel White, he's coming out of the backfield. You can see there's contact as the ball is right in the vicinity. I guess the only question is, was that ball catchable?
Anthony Simmons with a little nudge to make sure Jamel White didn't have a chance at it. So Chris Gardocki, the MVP of this team last year, and that's not a good sign when your punter is the MVP. Looking for the corner. Caught before the 1-yard line. Charlie Rogers, the return man, moved forward thinking it was going to end up in the end zone, and Anthony Henry made a terrific play. Seattle is pinned back to open up the 2001 season. We'll see the Seahawks offense when we come back.
I'm open over here.
Hey, baby. Come here often?
Smooth, yet cheesy. White cheddar Cheez-It crackers, made with real white cheddar cheese.
Oh, yeah.
He's at the 10, the 5. Fumble!
Get your hands on new Game Day Cheez-It crackers. Football shapes for football fans.
I just called to ask, how are the kids? And she flowers the kids.
But if I heard right, then you'd come home and say, why didn't you flower my kids?
Am I here right now? This is just me.
No, ma'am. It's the static on your cell phone. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network. So your calls are clear.
So no more of this, right?
Not on my watch, ma'am.
2,500 minutes for $39.99 from Sprint PCS.
Tim Matheson, Sharon Lawrence, and Lou Diamond Phillips star in Wolf Lake.
Pretty ravenous little backyard you guys have got.
Series premiere, CBS Wednesday.
Well, Solomon, not a bad way to start off your NFL career if you're Anthony Henry, the rookie out of South Florida. First special teams play he gets a crack at, and look what he does.
And Butch Davis puts a high premium on special teams, something that he's done very well at coaching every place he's been.
So the Seattle Seahawks faced a 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line, and the crowd getting into it very early here. And our referee, Bill Etzler, making his way towards the sidelines. Let's get it out of the way right now, Solomon. What do you think about this referee situation with the officials? Can these guys handle the job?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment for them, not only the 68 rules.
Down at the 1 is being challenged.
Going to be challenged there. But not only are there 68 different rules from the pro game to the college game, but the speed of the game is that much more greater. And I think that's where the biggest adjustment will be for these officials today.
Now, obviously, the coaching staff for Seattle saw something on replay where they felt that the Browns had creeped into the end zone trying to save that ball. So Bill Etzler and his crew will face a challenge right off the bat. Welcome to the NFL, Bill.
Well, they're going to make them earn their money. There's no doubt. But as you can see, the play here, it's very difficult to tell, but it appears as though he was able to release the ball before it hit the ground. I guess the question is, did the ball hit the white line?
And that is what they're taking a look at right now. Now, keep in mind, the officials are different, but the replay crew remains the same. Those men are not being locked out by the National Football League, so there is experience, if you want to call it that, in the replay booth around the National Football League today.
Well, it's good to have some consistency there because there's so much of a different field up there. They don't have instant replay on the college level, so it's really a good thing that the NFL were able to keep those men in their position so that they can have some experience at making these types of calls.
And at home, you might be wondering, well, why would Mike Holmgren challenge something like this off the bat? Listen, this is his first series with Matt Hasselbeck getting his first start in the NFL. If he has a chance to get him out to the 20.
If at all possible, you want to avoid starting your first drive of the season inside the 1-yard line, and so it's an important call.
The question becomes, is this inconclusive? Anthony Henry made a heck of a play to catch it, and I thought release it before his momentum carried him into the end zone.
I think it's quite clear that he was able to release the ball before he was carried into the end zone, and I don't think it's conclusive evidence that that ball did not hit the white line. You can't really tell from that angle. It's going to be difficult to overturn the call here.
The alternative for Seattle becomes losing a timeout, and that's not exactly the way you want to start off your new season as well. Here's Bill Etzler.
The ruling on the field stands. The ball was down at the 1-yard line. Seattle is charged with a timeout.
Well, Chris Gardocki, a smile on his face. He put the ball exactly where he wanted it. And now Seattle with 2 timeouts remaining here first half. They'll open up in a 2 tight end set for Matt Hasselbeck, the man dubbed Mr. August during his days with the Green Bay Packers. Acquired back in March. Spent 3 years learning this offense under Brett Favre in Green Bay.
And they're down near the dog pound where it gets really loud down in there. It's really crucial that the offensive line, everyone's on the same page at the snap of the ball. You don't want a big mistake down here near the end zone.
Matt Hasselbeck. His first play as an NFL starter from the 1. On a handoff for Ricky Waters, trying to give Seattle some extra room. And he's tied up the middle by Mark Smith after a gain of 2. Well, the question becomes, Solomon, for Matt Hasselbeck, how many different looks is he going to see defensively? This is a man that doesn't have much experience at this level. If you're Cleveland, are you going after him every play?
Well, I think you do go after him, and I think that's what you'll see from the Cleveland Browns on particularly 1st and 2nd down. You'll see them coming after Matt Hasselbeck. And this West Coast offense, they want to throw the ball on the early downs, and so you can expect this Cleveland Brown defense to play very aggressive coming after the quarterback.
What a tough start this has been for Mike Holmgren's team. Opening up at the 1-yard line, and now Walter Jones, his stud left tackle, remains on the field after the first play from scrimmage. No score. First quarter. Slow start to this one.
You're at a stoplight. You're making a turn. You're pulling into traffic. There are a lot of reasons every 2002 Saturn L Series comes standard with head curtain airbags. Those are just a few. The Saturn L Series.
Get 0.9% APR on a 2002 Saturn L200. For restrictions, see your retailer.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, celebrating 30 years of freedom, 30 years, one mission, low fares. IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Saturn, now with two distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series.
Back in Cleveland, no scores. Seattle and the Browns. Walter Jones taken to the sideline. They're taking a look at the lower portion of his right leg, around the ankle, high ankle. They'll move Todd Weiner over to left tackle, and Floyd Wedderburn steps forward at right tackle. 2nd and 9. On a handoff. Ricky Waters. He's got some room. And Waters has a first down as he scampers out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. Robbie Tobeck, the center, with a strong block up front, a 16-yard run. Well, you see the starting offense. Jones, obviously, the 1999 Pro Bowler, is the mainstay on the left side. They love Steve Hutchinson. Tobeck, Gray, and Todd Weiner round out the starting 5. Backs and receivers, Ricky Waters has come into this camp in maybe the best shape of his NFL career. Corin Robinson, the young, talented rookie starter out of NC State, now on the field on a 1st and 10. Hasselbeck has some room to work with and goes to the outside, and Corin Robinson has his first NFL catch. Defended by Dalen McCutcheon on the play, and it's a modest gain on first down. Along the defense for Cleveland, and Courtney Brown is out with the ACL injury, and they've made some changes there with Orpheus Roy moving outside. Linebackers, they feel very good about the addition of Dwayne Rudd. They feel good about this defense all in all. Secondary, Fuller, Ellsworth, Earl Litter, and Dalen McCutcheon. On 2nd down, stacked up Ricky Waters. Mark Smith led that charge along with Jameer Miller for Cleveland.
We talk about Cleveland being without their big-time defensive tackle, Courtney Brown. They've had to reshuffle that defensive line, but they feel really solid with Orpheus Roy playing that right defensive end. He played that position when he was in Pittsburgh. And, of course, all the other guys have experience. So they feel like this defensive line will be able to hold its own. And as you said, they're really excited about the linebacking core.
A 3rd and 3. Walter Jones is returned at left tackle. Hasselbeck makes the connection to Max Strom, and we'll see where they mark it. It looked like on first glance he had enough. Had to get across the 28-yard line for the first down, and he's got it.
And that's all they want to do is just get the back out into the flat real quick. Nice timing. You have to give Strong the credit for a fullback being able to slip out in the flat and make the catch. They just want to keep the chains moving for Seattle very quick. It's all about tempo with this offense. They have the first 10 to 15 plays scripted, so they know what they want to do every time they snap the ball in the first few drives.
Hasselbeck came into this game with 29 regular season NFL pass attempts. Another swing pass. This time it's a Tulamili, the tight end, getting involved, and Dwayne Rudd was there defensively after the gain of 2.
Now that the Seahawks have some breathing room, they started this drive at their own 1-yard line. They have some breathing room. They're going to come out with the quick passes. And this Cleveland Brown defense, they want to come after Matt Hasselbeck. Now that he's throwing the ball, look for them to try to apply more pressure up the middle of the offensive line.
Coach Fazio, defensive coordinator, longtime NFL coach, getting an opportunity to run this Cleveland defense. Again, it's underneath, and again, it's Max Strong. That's a gain of 5. We came in expecting Cleveland to dink and dunk on the offensive end. It's been Seattle.
And we saw Wally Rayner, the middle linebacker for Cleveland, blitzing there. He came free. He just didn't get there in time. That's why you want to get rid of the ball real quick in this offense. The guy comes free, but he doesn't have time to get there. They were just dinking and dunking. Look for the Seattle Seahawks to try to take a strike deep after throwing the short passes early in the football game.
Hasselbeck is 4 of 4 throwing the football, 18 yards, and this is a 3rd and 3. Hasselbeck pump fake. Fires. And picked off. Earl Little with the interception. And the Seahawks turn it over. Christian Fourier, the intended receiver. And that is the first NFL interception for Matt Hasselbeck.
And it's about disrupting the timing. They're jamming the receivers. This ball comes out a little late, giving time for Earl Little to break on an excellent play by the safety. And that's why it's about timing for this West Coast offense. If you want to disrupt the timing, you have to jam people at the line of scrimmage. It'll help to throw everything out. And that ball came out just a little bit late. Earl Little playing excellent defensive coverage right there.
Hasselbeck looked very sharp in the final 2 preseason games for the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams were 2-2 in the preseason. Earl Little had an interception last year. He's got one early this year, and tremendous field position for Cleveland. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 38. On a handoff up the middle for James Jackson. And Jackson picks up 4. The Browns were unable to run the football last year. Let's face it, Cleveland couldn't do anything offensively last year.
And they even traded away their leading rusher from a year ago, Travis Prentice. And so the rookie, James Jackson, who was in Miami with Butch Davis, gets to start today. You'll see a lot of Jackson as well as Jamil White. They'll both are sort of co-starters in this offense at the running back position.
Amazing story. Jackson backed up Fred Taylor in high school, Edgerrin James in college, gets to his first NFL game. Guess what? He's starting. Tim Cowton, short drop. And a quick throw off the slant to Quincy Morgan. And Morgan close to a first down. He picks up 6. Ken Lucas, a fellow rookie out of Mississippi, in on the stop. And it will be 3rd and short.
And Bruce Arians, he talked about trying to keep his quarterback, Tim Couch, healthy for the entire season. He says one of the ways that we're going to do that is we're going to expect him to get rid of the ball quick. 3 5-step drops. He's got to make his reads very quickly. If he can get rid of the ball, he can avoid getting sacked in this offense.
We'll call it a 3rd and 1. Cleveland trying to run it, and they do. Jackson puts the helmet down, and a new set of downs for the Browns to work with as he inches closer to the 25. Well, James Jackson certainly has confidence for a young player. When he came into this camp, he felt that he could be the starter, and he won this job. Jackson, Jamel White, and Benjamin Gay. That's a play-by-play man's dream. Ben Gay. Insert your own line there. Extra strength. He's aching to get in there. There's just so many.
There's so many.
I could take up the entire first quarter with it.
You're the wordsmith as well.
On a 1st and 10. Jackson trying to cut it to the outside. And good work by Jackson to pick up 6. Paul Miranda with a stop came over from his cornerback spot. Well, James Jackson, a player that Butch Davis is very familiar with. Davis, he surrounded himself with a number of Floridians on this team, Solomon.
Yeah, and as you can see, Jackson not only has the ability to run the ball, but you know what, he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well, and that's why Butch Davis is so high on James Jackson as well as Jamil White.
2nd and 4. Browns took over after the Earl Little interception. On the pass to Mike Sellers, free agent pickup from the Washington Redskins. They couldn't bring it in. Miranda had the coverage on the outside.
And for so long, they've been trying to get some weapons for Tim Couch to work in the offense. The receivers are very young, and so they expect the tight end, Ricky Dudley, to catch a lot of balls. They also expect Mike Sellers to be able to catch passes like what we just saw there when he comes out of the backfield. The backs and the tight ends are expected to be very productive in this offense for Tim Couch.
And now Couch will face a 3rd and 4. 3 receivers set. Just on the edge of the red zone. Couch. Timing pattern. To the end zone. Knocked away. Kevin Johnson, the intended receiver, and Miranda had the coverage. He's in his 3rd year out of Central Florida, making his first NFL start because of all the injuries. Sean Springs, Ike Charlton, and Willie Williams all down today.
And Chad Brown told us that they were going to challenge their corners today. He said, we know that they're going to get challenged in this football game. Miranda makes an excellent play here in the corner of the end zone. It's the type of plays you're going to have to make to really keep points off the board. The corners are going to be challenged throughout this football game today.
Cleveland setting up for a 38-yard field goal. Chris Gardocki will hold it. Ryan Keel to snap it. Phil Dawson leans in, and no good. Wide to the right. So the Browns, who had so many problems in 2000 putting points on the board, they give up a chance here in the first quarter. We're scoreless, Seattle and Cleveland.
The Wolf has been linked to more than a dozen bombings in the last decade.
Talk to him. You cannot take the law into your own hands.
Thanks for your advice.
From the jungles of Colombia.
What do you think of this place?
To the streets of Washington. No one can stop a killer except the man who knows his face. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Collateral Damage. Rated R. Starts Friday, October 5th at a theater near you.
It's the crime of the century. Come on.
What was stolen?
Everything. Payroll, R&D, customer records, all the assets.
How could they get everything?
I don't know. You're the cops.
The room is completely empty. All the assets were in this room?
Everything. Ned, the servers. They stole all our servers.
No, we moved everything onto that one. It's going to save us a bundle. I sent out an email.
IBM e-servers running Linux.
What's a server?
They can save you a bundle. Fierce, so bold. It's fierce.
Critics give The Amazing Race 4 stars. Catch an all-new episode CBS Wednesday. And a special broadcast of the premiere episode tonight after 60 minutes. Join The Amazing Race. A JAG officer lost at sea. Now the fight to survive begins on the season premiere that will leave you breathless. JAG, CBS Tuesday, September 18th.
No score, Seattle and Cleveland, 7:13 to go here in the first quarter, and you can get in on the game. Register today for all levels of fantasy football, from novice to expert. Just click on Free Fantasy at cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. So Phil Dawson missing on a 38-yard field goal. And Seattle gets the football back. Matt Hasselbeck has to feel pretty good that that interception didn't turn into points for Cleveland. Sean Alexander checking into the game, playing along with Ricky Waters. And Stellan Colonnay makes the stop after a strong gain of 8. Oh, Matt Hasselbeck, how did he get here? Solid career at Boston College. But Hasselbeck really wasn't that highly thought of coming out of school. Green Bay saw something, Mike Holmgren in particular, gave him a shot, made the practice squad his first year, active roster 2 years after that, and now he finds himself a starting quarterback in the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks. On a handoff for Waters, has a lane, and has a first down as Waters crosses the 40, gets to the 44, and a gain of 9. Jameer Miller on the stop.
And back to Hat Hasselbeck. Everyone here is so excited about this quarterback. He comes with high expectations. Over a year and a half ago, talking to a former teammate of his with the Green Bay Packers, Leroy Butler, he told me over a year and a half ago, he said, hey, we could win with Matt Hasselbeck. Of course, they have Brett Favre there, and he's started 141 consecutive games, but the players in Green Bay, and now the players here in Seattle, are so high on him. He has a presence in the huddle, and everyone is ready to follow his lead.
On first down from the 44, Hasselbeck pours in the pocket, slings one out to Darrell Jackson, and he is thrown back by Dwayne Rudd. An initial gain of 4. They should give him forward progress on that first down play. Well, you'd assume that the players like him on this team, especially the offensive linemen. Earlier this week, he bought all of the offensive linemen on this team 100 pounds of pure Vienna beef, fresh from Wisconsin.
I'm not sure what message he was trying to send there, but he certainly, he has a way, the intangibles is what you call him. He has a way of really leading the football team. Chad Brown said he knew right away in terms of how he deals with the players, particularly the players in the huddle.
On a pitch, 2nd and 6, and Ricky Waters nowhere to run. Gerard Warren, first man there. That's the first time we've mentioned the young rookie's name, number 3 pick out of the University of Florida. And a big man, 6'4", 322 pounds.
We talked with Bush Davis about the first-round pick, Gerard Warren. He said, of all the guys I coached at Miami, all the guys I've been around, he said that Gerard Warren was more like Jerome Brown than anyone else. That's one heck of a compliment when you consider he coached the likes of Warren Sapp and Cortez Kennedy.
Well, Russell Maryland in there as well. You're right. Very high praise. Now a 3rd and 6. On a 4-receiver set, deep drop. Hasselbeck has the time and has his man, Bobby Ingram. The former Chicago Bear makes his first catch as a Seahawk. And it's a first down for Seattle into Cleveland territory. Well, last year, Bobby Ingram, a knee injury. 3rd week of the season against the Giants. Cade McNown, the quarterback, and he knew it right away, clutching that right knee. Ingram was let go. Seattle jumped all over him, and Mike Holmgren told us they had to get a veteran presence in that wide receiver group.
And so far, he's shown no ill effects or no signs of that injury so far this season or in training camp.
Hasselbeck wants to throw it on first down and throws it away. He was looking to the sideline, and Ricky Waters. And it stops the clock with 3:50 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Seattle and Cleveland. This game got off to a slow start. We had a challenge. We had an injury early as well. Seattle seemed to be getting into a flow offensively on their last series, but Hasselbeck was picked off.
And they had done a good job, the Seahawks have, of picking up the blitzes. Matt Hasselbeck has done a good job of getting rid of the ball quickly. One mistake, the interception by Earl Little. But they seem to be back in rhythm on the second possession.
Browns with a dime package on the field on a 2nd and 10 from the 45. Hasselbeck again in the pocket and crunched. Jameer Miller breaking free for the first sack of the day.
You have to credit the secondary to give Jameer Miller, the blitzing linebacker, time to get there. They do a good job of jamming the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Matt's holding on to the ball a little bit long here and there. You see Jameer Miller coming in and getting in for the sack. You'll see Jameer Miller coming here, and he gets there. But you have to give the secondary credit for jamming the receivers, throwing off the timing of this offense.
And a loss of 5 on the play sets up 3rd and 15. A 4-receiver look for Seattle. From midfield, Hasselbeck. Sidearm throw. Wide open, Corey Robinson. Fumbles the football ahead. And James Williams, right place, right time. Extra yardage. How about that? Not the way you design it.
Not the way you design it, but, you know, the rookie's a little lucky here. Excellent catch, excellent run after the catch. And he's aware of where the marker is, and that's what he's doing. He's fighting for extra room, but Dwayne Rudd comes over, knocks the ball out. Johnny on the spot. That's just a good play, good heads-up play by the receiver, James Williams, to come back and try to get a block, and he finds himself in a position to help out his football team.
And a 1st and 10 now from the 25 of Cleveland. Alexander and Waters both in there, and nothing doing with Sean Alexander, the second-year pro out of Alabama. Orpheus Roy smelled that one out from the very beginning.
And this is what Cleveland has to do on defense. This is what their coordinator, Coach Fazio, wants. He said, I want to get penetration up front, get up the field, get in the face of the quarterback, and try to blow up plays in the running game. He knows that he's going to see a lot of Ricky Williams in that lead play and the sweep. And, of course, they're worried about the screen. But so far, they're doing a decent job. Some of the running plays have sort of creased his defense so far, so they want to try to blow it up before it can get out on the perimeter.
Loss of 3 on the play. It's a 2nd and 13. Hasselbeck, long count. Short drop, and almost picked off again. It was thrown right to Jameer Miller. Max Strong, the fullback, was the target. And Matt Hasselbeck is fortunate that that one didn't go the other way.
Matt has seen something he didn't see too much of during the regular season, and that is a lot of blitzing. That time, Earl Little came right up the middle, scot-free, right in the face of Matt Hasselbeck, disrupting his vision. And it's a little bit different for a quarterback when you've been sitting in the pocket throughout the preseason, dinking and dunking and making plays. You get into the regular season, and you know what? They're firing real bullets out there. They're coming after him.
It's September. It's not August anymore, Matt. That was the nickname back in his Green Bay days because of his preseason prowess. On third down, underneath is James Williams, and he is forced out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. Well short of a first down. Right now, let's get an NFL Today report as we head to New York.
All right, thank you, Ian. How about this? The very first time the Raiders go to Jerry Rice, Gannon's pass is picked off by Kansas City's Eric Warfield, returns it 51 yards for the touchdown. Chiefs lead 7-3 at Arrowhead. Now let's go back to Ian and Solomon.
Wow. Rich Gannon, the former Chief, who has had a lot of success against his former team, Kansas City, getting picked off on that play. And we've got a 43-yard attempt for Ryan Lindell. No good. Hits the right upright and bounds off. Both Seattle and Cleveland had a chance to put 3 on the board. Neither team able to cash in. And we remain scoreless with 1:37 to go in the first quarter. NFL kickoff 2001. We're underway here on CBS.
How you doing?
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 How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Ah!
What?
You're at a stoplight. You're making a turn. You're pulling into traffic. There are a lot of reasons every 2002 Saturn L Series comes standard with head curtain airbags. Those are just a few. The Saturn L Series.
Get 0.9% APR on a 2002 Saturn L200. For restrictions, see your retailer.
Greetings, viewers. Bob here, the official spokesbaby for CBS. Watching the CBS Monday night comedy lineup is like changing into a fresh diaper. Ah, makes you feel good every time. And you'll feel good, too, when the funniest night of television returns, September 17th, with the season premieres of The King of Queens. Yeah! Yes, dear. Rock and roll! And everybody loves Raymond.
Hands up, girls, he's mine.
Plus a special premiere of The Ellen Show. See? That made you smile? Or do you have gas, too?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. And by America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. There's never been a better time to get online.
Missed field goal from Ryan Lindell, which would have given Seattle the first score of the day. Instead, we remain scoreless. 1:37 to go on the first. On the ground for the Browns, and it's James Jackson lunging forward to the 40-yard line and a gain of 6. Ross Verba with a nice block up front. Well, Tim Couch, part of that 1999 draft class, the #1 pick, but the likes of Dante Culpepper and Donovan McNabb have stood out so far, and Tim Couch is still waiting for that bust-out year.
And Tim Couch, you can see 3.6 sacks in his rookie season, something that they want to cut down here in Cleveland during the 2001 season, Ryan.
On 2nd and 4. Taking it inside once again and inching closer to that marker. Reggie Tongue making the stop on Jackson, and it is enough for a first down. Yeah, something else with Tim Couch, Solomon, that we spoke about, Butch Davis mentioning, hey, it's okay to throw the ball away. It's okay not to make a big play every time.
Especially on 3rd down. An interception is what hurts the team most. And They talked about how young quarterbacks have to learn that it is okay sometimes to punt the football. Don't hurt the football team. Let's turn it over to our defense.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's Couch to throw on first down. Guns it underneath. And Kevin Johnson in a crowd comes up with a catch. Paul Miranda involved in the coverage. And it's a 7-yard pickup through the air.
And Bruce Arians, the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, said one of the things that Tim Couch has to learn is how to get rid of the football, and he has to really be able to develop that mental clock in terms of how long do you hold onto the football, when do you get rid of it, 2.4 to 3.5 seconds.
Now the Browns are on the move as we wrap up this first quarter. Second quarter action is coming up. Cleveland and Seattle scoreless. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
15 million people in America have type 2 diabetes. And my own grandmother lost her battle. If you have type 2 diabetes, it's more important than ever to watch what you eat and exercise regularly. And if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Avandia to your daily routine. Avandia is different from some diabetes medications. It helps your body use the natural insulin it's already making to help lower your blood sugar. With the addition of Avandia, a lot of people have been able to lower their blood sugar.
Avandia in combination with insulin may increase the risk of serious heart problems. Because of this, talk to your doctor before using Avandia and insulin together. Avandia may cause fluid retention or swelling, which could lead to or worsen heart failure. Avandia is not for everyone. If you have severe heart failure or active liver disease, Avandia is not recommended. Some people may experience weight gain with Avandia. Premenopausal women may be at increased risk of pregnancy. To check for serious liver problems, blood tests should be conducted before and during Avandia therapy.
Diet, exercise, and ask your doctor about adding Avandia. You can be stronger than diabetes.
Back to school's the perfect time to get America Online.
It's the ultimate school supply.
AOL is always there to help me.
It's almost like having a homework buddy right there. Keep in touch with my friends when I go away to school.
Instant messages are amazing.
Cool way to communicate.
AOL helps my kids get ready for school. It's really, really fast.
Good deal for a lot of school supplies. Sweaters, skirts, pants, and computers. I let my mom handle school supplies. Mother of the Year. Right here.
Back to school time is the perfect time to experience America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
The world's toughest tennis. Australia's young gun Leighton Hewitt battles a revitalized and fired-up Pete Sampras. The U.S. Open Men's Championship, next on CBS.
Rejoining you here in Cleveland, the Browns and Seahawks. No score as we start the second quarter. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. And the Browns have the football facing a 2nd and 2 from the 47. Jackson, the running back, and he gets the call once again. Stumbling forward for a gain of 1. Anthony Simmons cut him down low to make the stop. But one thing Cleveland has not been able to do in their 2 seasons back in the NFL is run the football. These are the names from the 1999 and 2000 campaigns. Kirby, Abdul-Jabbar, Prentice, and Eric Red, whose injury last year cut short his season.
And last year, the Browns averaged only 67 rushing yards per game. So far, Jackson has 26 yards. That's 1/3 of what they're normally averaging per game in all of last season.
On a 3rd and 1, second effort, and it is enough. He had to cross the 45. Kirkland and Simmons combining to make that stop on James Jackson. So they'll move the chains. Early portions of the second quarter.
Talk about Cleveland having some success running football. Last year, the Seahawks were the worst defensively at stopping the run. They go out and they bring John Randall, Chad Eaton, and Levon Kirkland to shore up the middle of that defense. See if they can improve on that today.
Seattle gave up 10 100-yard rushing games from individual running backs last year. On first down, Couch, his pass is incomplete. Jawan Dawson getting the nod as the 3rd receiver for this Cleveland offense, and he took a hit from Marcus Robertson, another one of those free agent pickups for Seattle. And Robertson told us once he saw that Mike Holmgren was serious, bringing in Hasselbeck, bringing in Randall, bringing in Eaton, bringing in Kirkland, Robertson, that set the tone for
pretty much was a done deal for Marcus Robertson. He knew that he had a chance to play with a really good defensive team on the uptick under Mike Holmgren, who he really believes a lot in Mike Holmgren in this system here in Seattle.
Jamel White getting the carry, and there's a flag. Up the middle for a gain of 5, but there was movement on the left side of that line.
And that one was easy to catch there, Ian.
Now Bill Etzler will get the info.
We have offside on the defense.
Well, maybe he's not used to giving numbers. Here in the NFL, you're supposed to pinpoint the mistake.
Right there on the right end, there's Chad Brown giving it a little movement there.
And Solomon, that is our first flag of the day at the 13:38 mark of the second quarter. Does that creep into your mind as a player that maybe these guys aren't going to call it as tightly as the regular referees?
What the players go after is consistency in their game. They don't want to change the way they play, despite who the officials are, whether they're experienced guys or some of the guys we're seeing today who come from other leagues to officiate the game.
2nd and 5 off the penalty from the 40. Couch on the give. It's Jackson shedding a tackler and is brought down after he picked up 2. Chad Eaton made sure that Jackson off second effort wouldn't pick up extra yardage.
Chad Eaton comes over from New England to play the defensive tackle spot opposite of John Randall. And talking about John Randall, he felt that a lot was being placed on him in Minnesota and wanted to come over to a team where other guys would share in the responsibility. And Chad Eaton is one of the guys that the Seahawks are looking to do that in terms of helping to stop the run.
Randall also told us he wanted to prove everybody wrong that questioned him last year, that thought he was finished. On 3rd down, Jamel White took the opening and carried it to the 30-yard line. A first down for Cleveland. And the Browns very much on the move. Jawan Dawson, the wide receiver, with a block.
And the Browns are running right up the interior of the defense. This is going to go right up through here. John Randall's on the outside at the right end position, but you could see the blocks. Jamel White finding the hole and getting up into the interior part of that Seahawks defense. Something they went out, spent a lot of money on some top players to improve the run defense for the Seahawks. Not working so far today, Ian.
Dead last in the NFL last year in yardage allowed. Couch in trouble and sacked. A huge loss on the play, and yep, it's John Randall.
We call his name and he responds. Big sack for the Seahawks. They'll lose some substantial yards here. 12 yards lost on the play. John Randall coming off the top to make the play. He's just relentless. That's one of the reasons why they brought him here, because of his intensity. It felt like the defense lacked intensity a year ago. Wanted to bring John Randall in to show the other guys how to practice, how to play. Chad Brown told us, he said, this guy's the same way every day, whether it's practice or game day.
He said that he's so intense in practice, he couldn't envision Randall kicking it up a notch on Sundays. Jamel White trying to cut it around the end, and he gets knocked down. Ken Lucas going down low to make sure that White didn't break out. A gain of 5. Well, the key additions, Randall, Kirkland, Eaton, Marcus Robertson, and there is a similarity there. They all play up the middle of the defense. Mike Holmgren knew it after watching his team from 2000.
Absolutely, and you talk about the intensity of John Randall. Levon Kirkland says, hey, I'll take whatever he's having. You see, he wants that infectious intensity rubbing off on him, but sure enough, these guys are brought here to strengthen the middle of the defense, and it's going to really help them. If they can shut down the run and get pressure up the middle, goes a long way in improving the defense.
Shotgun on 3rd and 17. Over the middle, Jawan Dawson making the catch, but well short of a first down. They picked up 7 yards. It'll be 4th and right around 11 yards to go. Anthony Simmons making the stop. And we will see the field goal unit come back onto the field. Phil Dawson missed one earlier. Gardocki to hold it. Ryan Keel is the snapper. Missed it from 37 yards away. This one a 48-yard attempt. Trying to get Cleveland on the board. Dawson bangs it through, and the Browns lead it 3-0. First points of the Butch Davis era here in Cleveland. 10:27 to go until halftime, and our second quarter coverage will continue in a moment.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it on Switchboard.com, the free online yellow pages with businesses, people, and products nationwide, plus maps and directions to help you get there. Switchboard.com. It's the yellow pages electrified.
Hi.
Hi.
You weren't about to eat that, were you?
No.
You can order room service, you know, get a hamburger, salad, omelet, whatever you need, you know.
Whatever, yeah, any of it.
Rock on, brother.
You get a room, we'll bring the food. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Ooh, that's why I'm easy, baby. I'm easy like Sunday morning, yeah. Oh, I'm easy like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high.
It's an event that only comes around once a year, and with Ellen DeGeneres as host, anything can happen. The Emmy Awards.
Whoa!
CBS next Sunday. Join the stars and celebrate television's best all on one incredible night. Plus, don't miss Rob Reiner with a special tribute to Carol O'Connor. The Emmy Awards, live CBS next Sunday.
12-play, 36-yard drive. It took up 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Cleveland has the 3-0 lead after the Phil Dawson 48-yard field goal. And now Dawson will kick it off with Charlie Rogers waiting deep. Max Strong in front of him. This will be Rogers, a dangerous return man from the 7. Rogers looks for an opening and spun down at the 25-yard line. Tariq Salah making that stop on special teams. 18-yard return. Seattle gets the football back, trailing by 3 when we return.
I don't have to lift weights. I don't have to rebuild my swing. I don't have to practice at night. Unless I want to beat Tiger Woods.
Presenting the ultimate tires for your 4x4, the Michelin LTX series. Our technological advancements in sidewall and tread design deliver Michelin performance on the road. Off the road, they provide a level of durability that's tough enough, rugged enough, extreme enough to tame any terrain. The LTX series from Michelin.
Dear Casanova?
Zima.
Congratulations to The Late Show, nominated for 5 Emmys, including Outstanding Variety Music or Comedy Series and Outstanding Individual Performance by Dave.
Oh, hi.
3-0 Cleveland with a lead over Seattle, 10:18 mark of the second quarter. Field position has been part of the storyline so far. Seattle starting at their own 16 on average. Cleveland much better at their own 39, and the Browns have the lead. Seattle, though, has the football on a 1st and 10 from their own 25. On a handoff for Ricky Waters. And Waters loses the football. Scrambles for it at the 31-yard line. Who got there first? Seahawks claim they've got it.
Very fortunate for the Seahawks as well. Cleveland Browns smell blood here, and some of their players are saying that they have the football.
Peeling off the pile, and now it's the Browns who are reacting. That's when you play lawyer a little bit. It will be Seattle football. Even at the end, they're just trying to plant that seed in the referee's mind.
Jameer Miller making his closing arguments to the officials.
Steve Hutchinson, the rookie out of Michigan, on the recovery.
Good run. Appears as though the ball comes out after Waters hit the ground. Nevertheless, players have to react as if it's a fumble.
Second Seahawks fumble. They have recovered them both. Hasselbeck has the time to the sideline. Had his man open, Corin Robinson, but could not get it to him. And Percy Ellsworth inching over to help out with the coverage.
Corin Robinson just couldn't quite get off the jam enough. Anthony Henry began on the coverage at cornerback. He was open, though.
You know, one thing Mike Holmgren told us about Corin Robinson, expect some mistakes early. He remembered back in his days at San Francisco where there were some people down on Jerry Rice in his rookie year.
That's right. He says, hey, this is a young kid. I'm going to have to be patient with Corin Robinson. He's going to make some mistakes, but you know it's not easy for Mike Holmgren to be patient.
On 3rd and 4, slings it out. Ricky Waters, first down, and a lot more into Cleveland territory, and brought down inside the 35-yard line. Dalen McCutcheon kept up with him stride for stride, but not before a 34-yard pass play.
You can see he's going to slip right out the backfield right here. There you see him. And it's just a cross action. He starts out on one side of the formation, slips behind everything else. And the defender gets caught up in the traffic, can't get out and cover Ricky Waters. Foles Fazio, the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns, said his biggest concern was stopping Ricky Waters, not just in the running game, but in the passing game as well, where he can put up some big numbers. Very versatile.
Double threat. Waters is on the sideline now. Sean Alexander gets the call, and not much there to work with. Earl Little, first man there, and a loss of 2 on the play. Stalin Kone making the stop. A lot of people during the offseason felt that Ricky Waters' time on the field would be adjusted this year because of the emergence of Sean Alexander. Mike Holmgren told us flat out yesterday that's not the case.
He said no way. He said we have to get Ricky Waters on the football field. He came in having lost weight in the best shape of his NFL career, and he's coming in looking to be very productive. He doesn't want to hand that job over to Sean Alexander just yet.
He's about 20 pounds lighter than he was in 1999. Amazing. Hasselbeck, incomplete. Alexander, the running back. Now, we should add that Holmgren said Alexander is the future.
There's no doubt. He did say that. Alexander was the first-round pick 1 year ago. It's very tough for him to get on the field. Very fine player in his own right, but Ricky Waters comes with just so much experience and so much savvy in terms of how to play the football game, and he only gets stronger as the game goes along. Mike Holmgren said he wants to make sure that Ricky Waters is strong in December as they make a push for the playoffs.
On a 3rd and 12. Hasselbeck deep drop. Here they come. Matt Hasselbeck is sacked. Percy Ellsworth on a safety blitz.
And you'll see Percy Ellsworth. He comes in from the safety position. You'll see him creep up over right off the corner, coming in. Matt Hasselbeck never sees him. Dwayne Rudd occupies the tackle. Ellsworth continues to press forward. Good blitzing job by the defense. Well designed by defensive coordinator Foles Fazio.
A loss of 10. It's early, Solomon, but this does have a new look, this football team. There's no doubt.
Well, they're very aggressive up front. And Mike Holmgren told us yesterday he was concerned about the Cleveland Browns' front defensive seven.
Jeff Beagles has that one bounce into the end zone, a touchback. And the Browns, after the 47-yard punt, a net of only 27, will get it at the 20. Butch Davis's team in front.
When it comes to luxury, Bonneville stands apart. When it comes to performance, it stands alone. In 4 separate tests, Bonneville outperformed Lexus, Lincoln, and 300M, proving that prestige is in the performance. You won't want to pass up this offer. Bonneville, luxury with attitude.
Black Rocket. Cute. How's it work?
It's an e-business network platform made by Genuity. There used to be a company called BBN. Pioneered the internet back in '69. You were probably a hippie back then, huh?
Hosting, access, security. It runs on this fiber optic stuff. Genuity's got a bazillion miles of it. Pretty freaky, huh?
Hey, what are you doing?
This is the Network Operations Center. Bottlenecks are detected, firewalls are protected. Hey, that rhymes. Pop the clutch! This is where the business of e-business happens. Billions of dollars are exchanged in these servers. It's that way.
That way.
Not this way. Wasn't that a fun trip? What do you think?
I got it.
You sure? 'Cause we can go again.
I got it.
You can do anything with the Black Rocket, the e-business network platform from Genuity.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Original Coors. Nothing beats an original. Genuity, delivering Black Rocket, the e-business network platform. On the web at genuity.com. And by the 2002 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with attitude.
Absolutely gorgeous day here in Cleveland, Ohio, and the Browns lead the Seahawks 3-0 at the 7:44 mark of the second quarter. Cleveland now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20 following the touchback. A 2 tight end set, Jackson by himself in the backfield. Play action, off the bootleg. Couch has room. Tim Couch, a little fake, and scampers out of bounds, but flags are on the play. It's a 4-yard gain for Couch. Looks like it's coming back.
Couch made a good decision there as the pocket broke down. He found a way to get out.
We have holding number 64 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's Dave Wollabaugh, the veteran center. Well, Tim Couch in the pocket. The questions this year, would he make that adjustment, get rid of the football quicker?
Well, this is a play from last year, and they want him to get the ball out anywhere from 2.4 to 3.5 seconds, holding on to the ball way too long here against the Denver Broncos. Look, 5.5 seconds. He's going to get sacked every time. He's going to do a better job of getting rid of the football under this new offensive system here. That's something they've been working on throughout the preseason. They will continue to work on it throughout the regular season as well.
And clearly it's something Bruce Arians did in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning to get him comfortable right from the very beginning.
And Peyton Manning has started every single game, 48 straight games during his 3 years in Indy, so it tells you.
Seattle.
It tells you how well that system works.
Timeout. Seattle, they only have 1 remaining now with 7:25 left until halftime. Cleveland has the lead, 3-0.
He was a threat to go the distance every single time he touched the football. Or as one rival coach used to say, Barry Sanders has 2 speeds. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Hey, nothing beats an original. Original Coors, brewed with Rocky Mountain water.
Original Coors. Here it comes, and there he goes.
When it comes to luxury, Bonneville stands apart. When it comes to performance, it stands alone. In 4 separate tests, Bonneville outperformed Lexus, Lincoln, and 300M, proving that prestige is in the performance. You won't want to pass up this offer. Bonneville, luxury with attitude.
CBS Wednesday, the amazing race continues. The teams are off on the next leg of their top secret adventure.
Don't say anything!
Critics call it a thrilling race around the world. God. Don't miss the show that takes Survivor off the island and onto the road.
I'm not going to quit.
All new Amazing Race. Then prepare yourself.
I think you know.
For a whole new breed of drama.
Why people call them skinwalkers.
The series premiere of Wolf Lake, right after an all-new Amazing Race, CBS Wednesday.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
It's down to 3 contestants. I'm still here, you're not. And 3 shows to go. Don't miss the wild ride to the finish. It's on. All new Big Brother at a special time, CBS Tuesday.
After the holding call on Dave Wollabaugh, it's a 1st and 20 from the 10 for the Cleveland Browns. Long count for Couch. Steps up, very good protection. On a cross from Mike Sellers, the fullback. And Sellers angled off towards the sideline and driven to the ground. Chad Brown combining with Ken Lucas to make the stop, a 2-yard gain. Log on to NFL.com for real-time scoring, up-to-the-minute stats, live play-by-play, only at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com.
On the last play, we see a good job by Tim Couch, surveying the field, making a quick decision, getting rid of the fall, and throwing the ball very accurately where the receiver can make the catch and turn and try to pick up some yards after the catch.
2nd and 18 now from the 12. Couch again has the time. He'll go underneath Jamel White. And he's brought down shy of the 20-yard line. A pickup of 6 through the air. Curtis Fuller, backup safety, making that tackle.
And take a look at Tim Couch. Look at the poise there. He's very confident in the pocket, goes to his right, immediately sees the receiver. He's open, not trying to take too much, but getting rid of the football, and he's still standing up. That's a good sign if you're a fan of the Cleveland Browns.
He did lose part of his support staff with the Browns when Ty Detmer was traded just before the regular season started, a guy that he really leaned on with questions. But Couch now in his 3rd year has to answer the questions on his own. Throwing into double coverage and knocked away. Jawan Dawson, the intended receiver. Ken Lucas was right there on the play.
Not a good decision here. In the bottom of the screen, Jamel White is open, but here you can see he's covered by 2 guys there, throwing right into the coverage. I thought he could have made a better decision there, throwing to Jamel White over in the corner. You don't see him here on the screen, but he was certainly open. It's a better decision by Tim Couch had he got it out into the flat.
4th down, we'll see Chris Gardocki did his job earlier when he pinned Seattle back at their own 1. The left-footed punter, a high sailing punt out of bounds. Where will they spot it? Right around the 36-yard line, and that's where Seattle will take over. Not much offense to speak of, but that's fine for Butch Davis. At least right now, his team is in front.
There's some profoundly evil people walking the streets right now. I don't handicap myself with rules.
You ain't no police. That's that bull.
It can't be like this.
I'm the police. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
You never know. That's the point.
Training Day. Rated R. Starts September 21st.
Cheddar, this historic city of cheese is about to become a cyber city. When I push this button, the Cheddar website will open the markets of the world to us.
What's happened?
We've been hacked.
Security problems? IBM can help.
I am sentencing you to community service as a child advocate.
This corporate attorney broke the law.
What'd you do?
Got arrested for drugs.
Now his punishment will be learning the difference between making a buck
I just did a deal worth nearly $20 million to you over the next half-decade.
and making a difference.
We feel that children have a right to be heard and respected. Don't you agree, Mr. Fallon?
You know, the law doesn't leave a lot of room for the way people feel.
Simon Baker is The Guardian. CBS Tuesday, September 18th.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Staples. Staples has everything you need for your business at great low prices. And by BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
The Seattle Seahawks in their final season as a member of the AFC West before they make the switch over to the NFC next year. In their first 3 possessions here today, interception, missed field goal, and a punt. Not the way that Mike Holmgren envisioned things going in the first half against the Cleveland Browns in the opener. A double tight end set under 6 minutes to play until halftime. Off play action. Hasselbeck finds Itula Mealy. Found a soft spot in that defense, and he creeps into Cleveland territory with a 19-yard gain via the air. Dwayne Rudd the tackle.
And the reason why they can work him underneath is Mealy, he'll just come out. They flood the right side of the field, and Mealy just finds the open spot. Look at that. They have 3 players over there on the offense, high, low, and the medium receiver was Mealy that time. It was perfect timing by the offense, accurate pass by Matt Hasselbeck.
1st and 10 now from the Cleveland 45. Hasselbeck, play action. Would had a hand in his face, but still was able to get it off to Max Strong. And a good catch by Strong, leaning over to turn it into a 4-yard gain.
Mike Holmgren will often script the first 15 to 20 plays for his offense, and the Cleveland Browns came in saying to themselves, if we can just weather the storm and try to settle down this offense and keep them out of the end zone, keep them from making big plays in those first 15 to 20 plays, they felt like they could do a good job. That play right there for the Seahawks was their 27th play. So right now, the Browns are right where they want to be.
2nd and 6. On the give, Ricky Waters busting through for a first down, crossing the 35 and moving it ahead to the 34-yard line. Walter Jones combining with Chris Gray with good blocking up front. That's a pickup of 7.
The Seahawks have been able to run the ball effectively. So far, 41 yards rushing in the game. Ricky Waters picking up the lion's share of those yards.
39 of them off of 7 carries. Waters sets up as a receiver. Alexander by himself in the backfield on a 1st and 10. Clock is moving, under 4 minutes to play until halftime. Alexander caught down low and he had nowhere to run. Keith McKenzie grabbed hold and was not letting go. A gain of 1.
Keith McKenzie moves over to the right end position, starting in place of Courtney Brown. He was playing on the left side, but there you can see him stunting right in. He comes through. They're running a game. He had some productive years playing with the Arizona Cardinals. Came over to Cleveland last year, and he's playing well. Played for Mike Holmgren over with the Green Bay Packers.
On 2nd down, Hasselbeck throwing. Incomplete. One-on-one, Jackson with Fuller. And Corey Fuller says, not going to happen here.
And you can see Corey Fuller keeping an eye on the quarterback at the same time, playing on the upfield shoulder of Darrell Jackson, times it up perfectly. That's how you do from the off position. Matt Hasselbeck, knowing that that pass got away from him just a little bit, have to bring it down just a little bit where only his receiver can get to it. That ball could have been thrown a little bit better. The receiver did have the inside position.
3 receivers set, nickel package from Cleveland on a 3rd and 9 from the 33. Seattle looking for its first points. Swings it for the flash. Jackson unable to make a move upfield. Corey Fuller was ready and waiting. A gain of 2. And the Cleveland defense has done the job again.
When you're playing the West Coast offense, you have to keep everything in front of you. They're going to run the dink and dunk, the short routes, but you have to make tackles. No yards after the catch. Force them to kick the ball, and that's what the Cleveland Browns defense is doing really well. Seattle's moving the ball somewhat, but when they get into the red zone, they've sort of been bogged down here. They've already missed 1 field goal. This is their 2nd attempt on the day.
Maybe you question that call on a 3rd and 9. An underneath pattern for Jackson, asking him to do everything after he catches the ball. Ryan Lindell, 49-yard field goal attempt. And he nails it. We're tied at 3 with 2.5 remaining in the 2nd quarter. So both Lindell and Phil Dawson making up for earlier misses. And they have accounted for all the points so far. Now Butch Davis, he sees that 3-point lead dissipates. It's going to be a lot of those coming up this year.
That's right. He's into it. He knows the defense has to carry the day for this offense until they can come around. So many times when you're bringing in a new system, the defense is very quick to come around well before the offense. So they need to buy some time the first few weeks in the season until this offense is up and running fully.
One thing, though, that is pretty obvious with Butch Davis and this Browns team, he's trying to build them similar to the teams that he had at Miami and Dallas. It's speed, speed, speed.
He said he wanted speed and aggression. Certainly at the skill positions, he's bringing in a number of guys from Florida, 10 players on this football team from the state of Florida. He wants speed, and he wants guys to fly around on defense, and he thinks that he can really make his mark on this football team on special teams. They've done a good job of punting the ball and hemming in the deadly return guy for the Seahawks, Charlie Rogers.
Well, 3 apiece, 2.5 to play here in the first half. Andre King wearing the orange gloves and awaiting the kickoff from Ryan Lindell. He's joined by Jamel White. And both guys standing right around the 3-yard line. They stack it up parallel with Lindell and now make their move on special teams. Lindell. It comes down at the 2 for White. Here's White dancing a bit. and brought down. Couldn't get to the 15-yard line. He is tackled at the 12. Alex Bannister, first man there on special teams. Good coverage from this Seattle unit. Tonight on CBS, if you or anyone you know missed any part of The Amazing Race, here's your chance to see it tonight after 60 minutes. And catch an all-new episode on Wednesday at 9, 8 Central. The Amazing Race tonight after 60 minutes right here on CBS.
You've been bulking up. Maybe you can participate in the Amazing Race. I think it's time.
I'm ready.
I'll coach you along.
I can go about a mile, mile and a half.
May need to go longer than that.
1st and 10 now for this Cleveland offense. All locked up. 3-3 from the 13-yard line. And off James Jackson. And Jackson is smothered. Chad Eaton.
As you can see, Levon Kirkland coming through the middle. He wants to earn his pay, leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers.
2:09 now left.
This is a 30-second timeout.
And a timeout taken. Tied at 3. We'll come back. The final 2 minutes and change of this first half.
This is Rodney Harrison of the San Diego Chargers. Rodney helps the United Way build stronger communities by generously spending time with senior citizens and engaging in good citizenship.
That's messed up.
Rodney Harrison and the good citizens of his community.
Seattle using its final timeout with 2:09 to play here in the second quarter, and the question would be why?
Well, with the 2-minute warning coming up, they're going to get a timeout there. They're trying to get the ball back here and try to get another opportunity to put some points on the board before halftime.
So Mike Holmgren feeling like his defense can do the job here. Browns on a 2nd and 10 from the 13. Draw play. Jamel White has a blocker. White busting through. And tackled as he crosses the 25-yard line. Dave Wallabaugh did yeoman's work up front, helping White get that 14 yards on the outside. And now we hit the 2-minute warning. Tied at 3.
Point. Shoot. Create. The HP Pavilion 7970 with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. How will you use it? Save up to $250 by mail on the HP Digital Photography Studio.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 regular season games every Sunday, and it's not on cable. Now get our best programming package free for 4 months, plus free installation.
Hey!
Choose road. Validating tires.
BF Goodrich tires with traction advantage.
Approved.
For control you can feel and see. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
There's something about the residents of Wolf Lake that's been kept secret for centuries.
What are you? I think you know.
Now, one cop's about to uncover a mystery.
They're watching you. They're testing you.
That was never meant to be solved. It's a whole new breed of drama. Wolf Lake premieres CBS Wednesday. Viewer discretion advised.
Coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report, join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry. All the scores and highlights, plus a preview of the U.S. Open men's final between number 4 Leighton Hewitt and number 10 Pete Sampras. That's all coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report. 1st and 10 for Cleveland at their own 27-yard line. At the shotgun, Tim Couch throwing. Catch made by Dawson as he turns inside, and he's met quickly by Tung and Simmons. And the clock continues to roll. 1:48 and counting, a gain of 6.
The Browns are now in their 2-minute offense, and No huddle. They're just going to snap the ball and try to advance it up the field.
Shotgun again. It's Couch. Can he hold on? No. Ricky Dudley, who has not been involved in the offense. And we had a chance to sit down with Dudley earlier this week, asked him about that reputation he's got for a guy that drops passes. Pretty much told us you need opportunities in addition to just 1 or 2 a game.
In fact, his comments were that consistency in getting the ball leads to consistency in catching the ball. I thought it was a unique perspective because we always hear the receiver saying, hey, I got to get the ball, I got to get it frequently to get into a rhythm, and rarely do you hear a tight end saying some of the same things.
3rd and 5 now from the 32. Couch. A little extra time because of the shotgun. Contact. Fans wanted a call after Quincy Morgan was met by Ken Lucas.
Ken Lucas, the rookie starting today. He'll come over the back here, but let's see if he disrupts the receiver in his opportunity to catch the ball. I don't think so. The ball never got into the body of the receiver. He comes over the top, but he's just working the edge there. He doesn't come through the receiver. Now, you're hearing this from a former defensive back, but the rules state that you cannot disrupt the receiver's opportunity to catch the football. He never did that. He was off the edge of the receiver, right off the left shoulder.
At least you put your cards on the table. At least you put them on the table.
You got to know the rules. You got to know the rules.
Because I'm telling you, the defensive backs watching right now might be the only ones that agree with you. That was awfully close. On 4th down, Gardocki to punt. Spiral punt and a big one. Charlie Rogers from the 10. Rogers trying to cut it to the outside. Rogers remains on his feet and gets out across the 40 with 1:18 left here in the first half. Scott Frost, the former Jet, making the stop on special teams. A 31-yard return, 58-yard punt.
And we saw earlier Gardocki was kicking the ball out of play right on the sideline because this guy is very dangerous. Charlie Rogers, he's very dangerous. He's playing some wide receiver this year, but this guy set a number of records last year for the Seahawks, both in kick returns and punt returns as well.
2nd in the AFC in punt return average, 4th in kickoff return average last year, and it gives the Seattle offense a chance. And a whistle blows. This play is dead before it even starts. We have not heard much from the officials so far today. And I'm sure the regular referees are watching.
We have timeouts. Cleveland, 30-second timeout. Their first.
So the Browns used their first timeout. 1:18 to go. First half.
John Canaan's a cop obsessed with finding his missing girlfriend. His search will take him to a little town with a big secret. But in Wolf Lake, nothing is what it seems. Lou Diamond Phillips. Wolf Lake premieres CBS Wednesday. This drama contains partial nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Celebrate television's best all on one incredible night when Ellen DeGeneres hosts the Emmy Awards live next Sunday only on CBS.
Don't forget, coming up, Nextel Halftime Report, Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry, all the scores and highlights, and a preview of the U.S. Open men's final. It's coming up, Nextel Halftime Report. On a 1st and 10 from the 41, Ricky Waters getting the call and Gerard Warren making the stop. It's a gain of 1, maybe a yard and a half. We'll see where they spot the football. And the clock now ticking away as we hit the 1-minute mark here in the second quarter. Call it a 2nd and 8. Hasselbeck underneath. Max Strong getting an awful lot of work on the receiving end. And the fullback makes another catch out to the 49. That's good for 7 yards. Grant Boyer, the backup linebacker on the weak side, making that tackle. It's 3rd and 1. Down to 38 seconds left to play until halftime. And a keeper up the middle for Hasselbeck and a new set of downs. And that clock continues to roll. Seattle out of timeouts. They lost one earlier on a instant replay challenge that they lost out on. 19 seconds left. Hasselbeck. Incomplete. He was looking towards the sideline, and Max Strong in the flat.
Interesting. Seattle burned their final timeout just before the 2-minute warning. They get the ball with 1:18 left here in the first half. and they don't attempt to throw the ball up the field. If everything's short, they try to running play, allow more time to tick off the clock. I just find it interesting that they're not taking some shots up the field in the passing game. Try to get in position for a field goal here before the end of the half.
It's been very conservative play calling throughout for Seattle in this first half, trying to ease Hasselbeck into it. Another sideline throw on the sidearm up the middle from Hasselbeck, and that had a Brett Favre look to it. We've heard the similarities. Incomplete, 13 seconds left now.
He did whip that out of there in a sort of a sidearm fashion as the pressure was coming from the backside from Jameer Miller. But Hasselbeck, he told us, he said, you know, they told me in Green Bay to watch Brett Favre, to learn a lot from him. He said, hey, just don't practice the mechanics, the fundamentals. But certainly Brett knows how to lead a football team.
Now Hasselbeck trying to lead this football team with 12 seconds left. Avoids the rush, now in trouble and sacked. Jameer Miller gets Hasselbeck for the second time today.
And the key for the Cleveland Browns today was to come out early and put some pressure on Matt Hasselbeck. They've been able to get to the quarterback. The line's going to have to hold up, but certainly Matt's going to have to get rid of the ball. But right now, the pass protection is breaking down.
Butch Davis trying to call a timeout as the clock was just hitting 000. And I don't think they're going to give it to him. Seahawks are trying to leave the
timeout on the field. Cleveland with 1 second left on the clock.
Now they'll give him the
30-second timeout.
The timeout with 1 second remaining. Mike Holmgren was trying to get his team out in the locker room on a 4th down. And Davis just making Seattle run one more play. Sometimes you never know. Well, for Butch Davis, this is a man that is familiar with the NFL. His time spent with the Dallas Cowboys, won Super Bowl rings there. He was a Jimmy Johnson guy, learning under Jimmy at Oklahoma State and Miami, then went back to Miami and resurrected that program. The name Dennis Erickson, why would you mention that name today? Well, there is a connection. Butch Davis replaced Dennis Erickson at Miami. Mike Holmgren replaced Dennis Erickson at Seattle. What does it mean in the grand scheme of things? Absolutely nothing. But I figured I'd mention it anyway.
Well, Butch Davis was very impressive in his interview with owner Al Lerner, who wanted to hire him on the spot right after the interview took place. They were so impressed with him signing to a $15 million deal. All that's guaranteed, Ian.
So Seattle takes a knee on the final play of the first half. We're tied at 3. The Seahawks and the Cleveland Browns. We'll send to Jim Mance, New York, for the next halftime report. What's coming up after these messages and a word from your local station?
Wow, who is that? She was a student of mine 15 years ago. You should go talk to her. No, she wouldn't remember me.
Well, that's very nice.
It's not going to be a problem for you now that I'm here, is it? You're just threatened because I've actually written books more than 5 people have read.
You're an academic sellout.
The Education of Max Bickford premieres CBS September 23rd.
Go behind the doors of the CIA on The Agency, CBS Thursday, September 20th.
The all-new 200 horsepower Acura RSX.
Help! I can't open my parachute! Well, hey, me neither! So what on earth are we going to do then? Stop flapping! I've got some Red Bull! It gives you wings, you know, and it stimulates your body and mind! Wow!
Well, it's too late for the body.
But it certainly raised our spirits, hey?
My lunch. Stations, everyone.
We sell lots of cars. That way, it's cheaper for you.
Ken Body and Karen Adams on Coin 6 News. Complete clear coverage.
CBA Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
And hello, friends. Welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim Nance with you from our NFL Today studios, along with Mike Ditka, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville, and some big-time offenses have stalled so far today. No touchdowns in this one, but there are some other unbelievable scenarios already. How about this game, Jerry? You've been watching it?
Well, both defenses look like they're playing real good football, and as you keep watching it, maybe both offenses aren't very good. I think the offenses are way behind both defenses.
All right, let's go around the league. Okay, here we go. First up, the Colts and the Jets. This is the most explosive game so far, thanks in a large part to Edgerrin James. Look at this, Mike Ditka. Look at his numbers, 95.
Well, he just picks his team up and puts it on his shoulders, and then when he's not doing it, Peyton Manning's doing it. But watch the first run here. Boom, he's out. He busts a tackle out on the outside. Bang, makes somebody miss. Right there, and he's gone.
Led the league in rushing last year, but never had a run longer than 30. That was 29 on the touch.
Now watch this play right here. Marvin Jones makes a great play, gets a deflection, interception, brings it back, doesn't put it away. It ends up back in Peyton Manning's hands.
It led to a 1-yard Edgerrin James touchdown run, but then here comes New York.
Great run. Curtis Martin. Great effort. I mean, this guy's doing all he can to help this football team win.
But just a moment ago, Peyton Manning's first touchdown pass of the season. And yes, Jerome Pathon pulls it in, and the Colts lead in that one at New York in the Herman Edwards debut as the Jets coach. It is 24-14. Meanwhile, the Patriots and the Bengals about to begin the second half, all tied at 10 in that one.
Both quarterbacks are throwing completed passes. They keep catching the ball, but there's no yardage. There's no yardage and very few points.
Bledsoe to Brown for a touchdown, 14-yard hookup. And then Corey Dillon for the Bengals up the middle. And that game tied 10-10. Meanwhile, New Orleans and Buffalo. How about the Saints? People saying this is a high-charged offense. Nothing doing in this one. The Bills lead at 6-0.
I mean, they can't make first downs. They can't. They're third and out every time in there.
Ricky Williams, 4 carries, 5 yards.
Oh, wow.
The Chiefs strike right away. Dick Vermeil's return here, Randy. What a performance by the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Well, the very first pass to Jerry Rice from Rich Gannon, the 4th play of the game. Coincidentally, the 4th pass for the Raiders, the #1 rushing team last year. Warfield intercepts that, takes it all the way back. The emotion, we talked about in the pregame show, the emotion is on the side of the Chiefs. And when you have emotion, usually you run the ball well. Tony Richardson right there brings it in to give him a 14-6 lead. And Dick Vermeil's got his boys pumped.
Meanwhile, Pittsburgh down at Jacksonville. The Jags have won 5 straight openers, and Mark Brunell sizzling 3 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Jimmy Smith. How about the Bears blanking the Baltimore Ravens until the final seconds of the half when Stover finally got them on the board with a field goal. But the Bears have held the Ravens to only 37 yards offense. And Carolina shutting down the Vikings. So far, Randy Moss, no catches. The Vikings in a shocker down early 10-0 right before the half. Tampa Bay and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys in at Smith, 5 attempts, -6 yards. But the Bucks and the Cowboys all even at 3. Big game by Ahman Green, best player of the day at this point, with 133 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns to put the Packers way in front. When we come back, a preview of the men's final of the U.S. Open.
In each Citizen Baines series premiere, CBS September 22nd.
All right, guys.
This is Tim Couch of the Cleveland Browns. Tim helps the United Way build stronger communities by participating in an after-school recreational program for children.
And whatever you do, don't run.
As a quarterback, Tim is a field general.
Come on down. Wait.
Look at the command.
Oh, come on out there.
Textbook.
Oh, he's stuck. You sure? All right.
Tim Couch, field general.
You guys listen to anything?
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. For the biggest selection of authentic NFL gear from all 32 teams, call 877-NFL-SHOP. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Welcome back to our New York studios and the Nextel Halftime Report. Coming your way after football, some more hard-hitting, albeit of a different kind. The men's championship at the United States Open. And for more, let's go over to Dick Enberg and Patrick McEnroe at the USTA National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadows.
It is the talk of the town. Oh my, last evening, the magical setting, Venus Williams successfully defending her U.S. Open crown in a historic match against her younger sister, Serena. And today, 30-year-old Pete Sampras wants more history of his own. He seeks a record-tying 5th U.S. Open title against the 20-year-old Aussie, Leighton Hewitt. But, Patrick, last year in the finals, Sampras lost to a younger, faster opponent.
I don't expect that's going to happen again this year, Dick. You know, many people wrote Sampras off coming into this Open, and he has answered all the questions about where he is. First, he takes out Patrick Rafter, a guy who's won twice before. Then Andre Agassi, of course, who's won here twice before. And then yesterday, against that big Russian in a rematch of last year's final, Sampras dominant again. He has been serving beautifully, didn't lose serve in any of those matches. I expect he gets another title here in New York.
Grand Slam record is in Sampras's hands with 13. Can he win 14? Today, coming up right after football, Leighton Hewitt, Pete Sampras, the men's championship, the 2001 U.S. Open, now back across the river.
Sampras Hewitt, Mike, who wins?
Well, Sampras beating everybody he shouldn't have beat. I think he's going to win this thing.
I'll make it simple. Youth will be served. Oh, come on. The young guy's going to win.
I'm going with the old guy with the best serve. The best server winning, and that's Sampras.
Randy, I hate to tell you, you're all alone. I'm going to make it 3-1 Sampras, and that's exactly what it'll be.
So I win the pool.
Sampras 3-1. That's later today on CBS, and the NFL will continue in just a moment.
If you missed any part of the Amazing Race premiere, catch it from the start, CBS tonight after 60 minutes.
Leading the way, Ford's leading the way, wherever you're headed today.
Your Northwest Ford stores are leading the way with huge clearance savings on the most complete line of sport utilities anywhere. From Ford Escape and the all-new Explorer to the spacious Expedition. Now with 0.9 financing or $2,000 cash back. Throw on additional factory-to-dealer incentives and the savings could be even bigger. From the snake to the road, your Northwest Ford stores are leading the way.
Come on, man.
It takes a certain beer to forgive a fresh Hood Canal oyster.
Ah, it's great to be home.
You're not at home, Terry.
With MSN, I'm home wherever I go. It lets me stay in contact from most anywhere. Hey, Howie. And comparison shop. Hey, Howie. Discover new music. Hey, Howie. And manage my finances. Hey, Howie.
MSN makes the web more useful. Come to Radio Shack and get a $200 MSN instant rebate good towards anything in the store, including compact computers.
But what I love most is instant messaging with friends.
Yeah, technology's making your life easier.
At Radio Shack.
For the first time ever, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety subjected full-size pickups to their crash test, a test performed at even higher speeds than those conducted by the government. In the end, only one earned the highest overall safety rating. Toyota Tundra. When we say better from the ground up, we mean a lot better.
Sports with Ed Whalen on KOIN 6 News. Complete clear coverage.